Let's face it, starting a business is tough, but making these mistakes makes it impossible. I wrote down 7 mistakes that I went through that from numerous talks that I had with business owners and entrepreneurs and experience I gained over the years. I found that changing this boosted us first time entrepreneurs to heights I couldn't even fathom, like what we're going to be talking about in number 5. But even if you have a business, this also applies to you. So stick around. Maybe you're making one of these mistakes and changing it can 10x your overall business experience and performance. Imagine pouring your heart and soul into a dream only to face crushing rejection. That was this Japanese man's reality. In his early years, he was obsessed with engines. He dreamt of creating something extraordinary that would change how people moved. When he designed a piston that he believed that would revolutionize cars, he approached Toyota with his invention. The result? Rejection. Not just a polite no, but a firm dismissal. His design was deemed unworthy. For most people, this would have been the end. The humiliation, the failure. It's enough to make anyone give up, but not him. Instead of quitting, he started something of his own. With limited resources, he began assembling motorcycles from scratch in a small workshop. It wasn't easy. He faced financial troubles, skepticism, and countless mechanical failures. But his perseverance paid off. What started as small motorcycles soon evolved into Honda. Yeah, his name is Soichiro Honda. Crazy, isn't it? Now think of this. What if Honda had given up in his first rejection? That brings us to number 1. Giving up too soon. You have to be able to handle the hardships that comes with creating a business. If you're doing something that you actually love and actually have passion for it, persevering and taking care of the business starts becoming like second nature. You'll be able to follow it and it will bloom at its own time. Although you have to know when to quit, and yeah, that was a trap. We never quit. We're hustlers. If you're not willing to go all the way, don't start in the first place. If you're able to break even or even make a profit from your own business, even if it's washing windows or flipping sneakers or whatever it may be, but you love to do it, just know that you're doing better than give up on what they actually want to do, conform going into a job that they don't like and that they don't want to be there but have to be there to make ends meet. But when I started the journey, I didn't come to the scene all knowing and being like the super hustler I am today. So much so that this might be a bit embarrassing. But I grew a bit frustrated because I couldn't manage all of my clients efficiently. Through Instagram at the time was older and it wasn't as versatile as it is nowadays and stuff like that. And it was harder for me to manage my clients. So I missed texts. Eventually I started missing calls. I had bad response times, all those bad things. So I knew that even without my clients giving me bad comments, nor telling me directly. But I felt as if I'm not carrying myself professionally and efficiently in a way that it transmitted confidence in what I was doing. Even though some of them liked the services, they usually didn't tend to come back. Until one fateful day, without expecting, I got a call from a customer on Instagram. I didn't see it until it was a tad too late. That's when I kind of became pressed. So much so, it was visible. And when one of my friends saw me in that state, he gave me an advice that even then he might have not felt the impact it would make on me and affect how I saw business in general. He told me, just lead them to a WhatsApp business and let me finish my beer. I heard him, I brushed it off because what would he know, right? But one day I decided to give it a try. And I guarantee that once I had it, the whole system changed. All of a sudden I was aware and able to communicate efficiently and be able to share what I needed and vice versa. It worked. 4 net puts you in a position that if you don't surround yourself with like-minded people, the ideas and overall experience of creating a business will seem like something out of a fairy tale. Just having like-minded people benefits you in a way that you don't even expect. It doesn't translate to you only having business acquaintances. Having fun is also on the plate, but be sure to choose the right group for each situation. You wouldn't want to discuss how to invest your first hard-earned $1,000 with Tequila Tim that would suggest you guys fly out to Vegas to flip it to 100K. This brings us perfectly to the next point. Do you want to know how Tequila Tim operates? He is focused on the now and today, like a wild animal. You never know where he's going to splurge next, but in a week's time, he'll be on the phone asking you to cash app him some cash. I know we all know someone like that. If you don't, you're the person actually. Believe it or not, having a long-term vision helps you stay motivated enough to continue to grind and prosper towards taking the route needed to get there. But what makes long-term achievements become graspable? Exactly, short-term goals. But in a way, you shouldn't conform yourself with short-term success, but appreciate it and celebrate it when it comes, because that's the way you know that something's going right. Example, if I wanted to make $20,000 in 6 months, firstly, seeing the numbers and zeros, it might look like something unreachable or ungraspable, at least for some of us. But if we break it down, 20,000, that means that each month for the 6 months, I should be saving around $3,333. Rounding it up, it's around 3,340. So breaking it down even more, it would be around $833 a week. And seeing that number, all of a sudden, it's a bit more graspable. Now, after I find the pivotal number that seems graspable for me, what I do is brainstorm which methods I could apply to reach that week or that monthly quota. If the services I provide are around 300 to 500 bucks, it means I have to take 3 to 4 customers above average every week to complete the quota. And the thing is, sometimes you might be short and sometimes you might be over. Remembering the bigger picture is what separates the successful from the average Tim. Want to know another thing that exponentially increases your business quality? Not listening to customer feedback. Not everything they say is to be ignored, because most of all, who better to say if you're doing your job right than your target audience? Nowadays, it's easier for them to leave their 2 cents and actually be honest on their feelings towards your services and how you guys carry your business. Nowadays, they can be available on social media, on websites, on your store, they can leave testimonials. But the thing is, you should, when possible, ask them for their opinion or their testimonial. Try not to give too much attention to the rude ones though, because in every department you'd want to create a business in, there's their own types of Karens. Although this is important, it didn't impact me more than actually understanding that. At the time I was managing around 2 to 3 side hustles, and as I had to be efficient in this other business, I also had to do my everyday tasks, which started to take a toll on me in such a way that I wasn't producing quality work, and my business took a hit from that. People kept on asking for revisions, some dropped me, and all those bad things. And that started adding up until I was overloaded with work. Then I learned about the 70-30 rule, and it completely changed my mindset. Here's how it works. In the beginning, I was doing 70% of the work and taking home 30% of the income, scrambling to get everything afloat. But by crafting a system, building a team, and learning to delegate, I flipped the ratio. Now I do 30% of the work and bring home 70% of the income. It's all about building a system where others can take care of tasks that don't need your personal touch. Think about it. When you stop trying to do everything, you free up more energy to focus on the bigger picture, the stuff that actually grows a business. Now, I won't lie, letting go isn't easy. It took me time to trust the process and invest in the right people, passing through a lot of wrong ones. But once I did, everything changed. My business grew, my stress levels dropped, and I had time to actually enjoy what I was building. Here's the truth: doing everything doesn't make you the hero, it makes you stuck. So ask yourself, what can you hand off to someone today? Because flipping that 70-30 ratio might just be the breakthrough you've been looking for. But it's easy to go wrong here and fall into the trap of hiring the wrong people. I know it would be cool to want to call Tequila Tim and together create a business and you guys become millionaires. But you'd have to be able to trust him in such a way that you wouldn't worry if it was in his responsibilities to stay with the business's important document. What happens is, he might actually accept and vouch that he will take care of the documents, but his true nature is bound to slip out eventually, and the tequila takes over again. Instead of progressing and moving forward, you're bound to be stuck in a rut if there's a broken piece on your system, and be unable to produce nor be effective. One time, in an almost unrelated situation, I was also with Tequila Tim. After we had some fun, I grabbed my phone and noticed that tomorrow I had a meeting with one of my clients who wanted to do some redesigns for his company, but I stayed for a bit longer. I'ma just put in like 3 alarms and I'll be up. Got home, slept, and woke up suspiciously well rested. Then, when I tried to check my phone, I saw that I had forgotten to put it on a charger when I went to sleep. So my phone shut down during the night and I didn't hear the alarms. I saw the time and I was super duper late, like 2 hours late. And I was around 1 hour from where I needed to be. But I winged it and dipped. When I arrived at the spot, the waitress said that the person I was supposed to be meeting left like 15 minutes ago. But the thing is, my phone was dead. I don't know if he tried to call me, if he tried to contact me saying that he was late too, but for mismanaging my time, that was the thing. I lost the job and missed out on potentially $1,000 deal. The overall theme is being able to promise and arrive in time and not taking meetings for granted. That can even serve as a bonus. The 7.5 mistakes I've learned the hard way. If you watched until here, that means you're a business owner or you want to create a business. Check out this video for business ideas you can start at home.